All right. So the idea was to summarize. We identified these two problems: the superimposed icons and the fact that export is completely useless.
Right.
Let's tell Bolt that and see what it does. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's reshare the screen. And I don't know whether I can. Doesn't look like I can make that any wider, so that's fine. So what do we want to say? I guess I would, yeah, we could start with the whole, hey, there are two problems. I need both of these fixed before we can go further.
Right. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
go for it.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so nice try. I've run this app on my Android device and found two problems that are complete showstoppers. I need them fixed before I can use this app at all. My idea of prompt design is to then sort of give it smaller prompts and say, like the next message will describe one problem, the next message will describe another problem, or we can just throw it all in one place.
I would throw it all in one place. I think
All right.
it's pretty good at figuring that out.
Okay. So, all right. So the export behavior is completely unusable as is. First, the app exports data by displaying it in a modal dialog, then asking the user to copy paste it elsewhere. This is at least annoying.
Yes.
Frankly, I don't know if it's going to care, but I felt like saying it. Second, and most seriously, the app truncates the text representation of the data to make it fit on the screen. I can't copy paste incomplete data and use this to analyze practice sessions. At a minimum, the export feature needs to export all the data and not merely the first 100 characters. All right.
Can you tell it, actually, would it be acceptable for it to share the comma-separated export sheet to like Google Drive or something? Would that be an acceptable solution?
The downside there is that wouldn't work offline, which might or might not be a problem. So I'm thinking about if I'm actually using
it could, because Google Drive also can be offline.
Oh, because it can use essentially, if I have Google Drive set up as local storage, then it can store it locally and then then upload it. Maybe. I mean, I might even be happy with sharing the text and then asking me where to paste it, like into an Obsidian note or
an email
notes or some silly, or exactly, an email, something like that. Ultimately, I think what I'd really like is something that exports to a file that I can save in my phone's internal storage, but that's just the way I'm used to doing it. I'm open to Bolt suggesting something unusual that I hadn't thought of. I think I'll know it when I see it. Okay. All right. So let's see.
I guess what I'm looking for is to discourage it from doing a copy paste solution. Like, I don't like that solution.
Yes, and it's not great, but maybe it will be easier if it comes back with a copy paste solution that has all the data, that has all the text. It might be then relatively easy to just say, okay, not bad, but now the modal dialog is too big to fit on the screen.
Right.
Instead of copy paste, can you give me that text another way and see what it comes up with? It might come up with share. It might come up with immediately writing to a local file. Who knows? Okay. All right. So now let me describe the second problem. Okay. So in addition, the tabs at the bottom of the screen are superimposed on the Android system navigation bar. This means, for example, that the history button is extremely difficult to press because it is in almost exactly the same position as the Android home button. I need the app buttons to be separated from the Android navigation buttons. Otherwise, I can't press them.
Okay.
Anything else you think I should tell it before we ask it to do its worst?
I think you should go ahead with it and see what happens.
Let's see what we got. I love its enthusiasm. I'll fix both critical issues you've identified. It's funny, you said the same thing about the import problem and you needed to fix it twice before it was actually fixed. But that, again, it really does contribute to this emerging image I have of these Gen AI systems as over-enthusiastic, overconfident junior programmers. And, I can look at that as they're being little arrogant buggers, or I can think of it as is just trying to make me happy. And I am, I'm just trying to tell me what I want to hear. Because again, it's a pattern matching machine. So it's going to tell me what it thinks. It's going to tell me what the world would tell me. The world would tell me what it thinks I want to hear. But it seems to be open to being corrected fairly well.
Yeah.
Not always though. So I had a conversation with ChatGPT where I was editing some text, and I asked it 3 times to change a sentence, and it didn't.
Oh.
Like it said no problem, and then didn't change the sentence. So I'm not going to say it refused, but it failed. If it thought it was changing the sentence was not changing. All right, so I don't know whether I need to do this, but we'll
see what happens.
We'll do this again. So scan QR code. All right. So let's see what it thinks it did. So it thinks it fixed both issues. Now, so while it's building, we can review what it says here. Okay, it creates files. It generates all the data untruncated. It has multiple formats, which I didn't really ask for, but I don't mind. On Android, it uses native sharing, and on the web, it triggers a file download. I'm curious to see whether that actually works here, because none of the modal dialogue stuff works. So I have no reason to believe that it's going to be able to make a file picker work in this environment, but it might work when we actually deploy to the web. It says add proper loading states and success indicators for each export type. Oh, so it's going to tell us that it thinks that it exported. Okay. It added extra padding specifically for Android devices. Now, I certainly don't see a difference in the web preview, so I'm curious to see.
I think so. I'm trying it on my device, and it helps, but it fixes it.
It added a little bit of padding.
A little padding,
but not enough. Okay, that's interesting. So use proper edge configuration to work better with the Android system UI. That's the thing that I'm wondering. We talked a little bit about this off stage. I think this is the thing that not everyone has figured out how to react to, that one UI changed, I guess, how you figure out where the bottom of the screen is.
Right.
And some UI frameworks that are in common use haven't figured that out. They haven't adjusted to match. So that's interesting. Okay. Well, I guess the only thing that we really told it about, like we didn't tell it about the history problem. We only told it about the export problem and the UI problem. So it seems only reasonable to test just that. So yeah, let's pause for a moment, take a little bit of time to play around with the mobile version and see where we get.